Hawaii, you know, Fiji. I'm still leaning that way. You know, we live in Denver. But the thing they're finding is, isn't it weird that taking vitamin D supplements reduces the risk of heart disease? So I like this research. Because what else? And here's the thing. We're not just here to get rid of your heart problem, although that's what tonight's all about. But you take B complex, you take CoQ10, you feed yourself vitamin D. What gets better? Just the heart? Everything gets better. So, cholesterol, blood pressure, immune system, kidney function, muscle strength, healthy teeth and bones. Now here's the confusing part. When we go to the doctor, they'll say the range of 30 to 100 is normal. Well, if your range is 35, God bless you, you're not going to get rickets. Okay? But my research tells me that I want my vitamin D levels at least 70 or higher. Some doctors will freak out, but that's okay. They're already mad at you because you're not going to take your medication anymore sometimes. Some of you get a little radical here. But they they freak out. Well, why? I'm getting healthy. I don't need it anymore. I don't need it. My blood pressure's fine. They just don't know. That's okay. We love medical. I really do. I have no issues. I want to get you so healthy that you don't need it, right? Because if you're down here at brown grass and the hippo's chasing you, and you decide you're not going to take your medication, but let the hippo keep chasing you, I don't know what's going to happen to you. It's one of those issues, right? That's your choice. So, and we like, again, our vitamin D, I love it. Because again, all these products we had to make our own because there was nothing else on the market that would deliver the promises we need to get you back from brown grass to green grass. So I like it. I know when I'm taking this, because a lot of people take their vitamin D from other sources and they get it tested and it's in the 20s or 30s. My mom went and got hers tested and it was like 100. Her doctor freaked. I'm like, don't worry, Mom, you're healthy. Don't worry about it. You're good. You're reversing heart disease right now. It's okay. It's okay. And so again, we test you so you don't, and again, Harvard, right, that's what smart people there, said vitamin D levels correlated to an increased risk of developing heart disease. So low D levels, heart attack. High D levels, no heart attack. Again, what was my job tonight? To tell you information that you can take home and start doing to make your heart better. And that's what I'm doing for me and my family. And everything's getting better. Again, and the last, inflammation, right? You have to have the right kind of fatty acid. Okay, fish oils, we're getting into right now. Normal fatty acid ratio should be 2 to 1. 2 omega-6 to 1 omega-3. Just talking about it. Why do we eat grass-fed beef? Right? Because grass-fed beef, that's cows or chickens or salmon or fish, raised the way they're supposed to, eating what they're supposed to, the way God intended it to be. When you eat that, that has a good fat content, and the fat content or the fat ratio is 2 to 1 or 4 to 1. So your body reads that, eats that, says, wow, I can make health out of that because that ratio is 4 to 1 or 2 to 1. When you eat meat that's been raised in a plant, that ratio can be 30 to 1, okay, 15 to 1, 10 to 1. And so when you put it in your body, then it has a brown grass effect. That's why a lot of vegetarians will say, oh, see, that meat's bad for you. No, you need that meat if it's raised the way it's supposed to. It's not what you eat, it's what you ate. Okay? So, the average American, when they test their blood, has a fatty acid ratio of 15 to 1. The further your ratio is off, the more inflammation you have in your body attacking what? Just your heart? Everything. Your joints, your organs. Inflammation, when you see cancer, heart disease, diabetes, dementia, all those things you don't want, inflammation's there. And it was there first. The hippo got you. Okay? So what do? Well, here's cool. If we can raise your omega-3s back up to normal and give you a better ratio, then you literally, research says, reduce your risk of heart disease by 90%. Cardiac death. By simply raising up your levels, balancing your fatty acid ratios through food and nutrition, you've just cut your cardiac death chance by 90%. Does statin drugs promise that? Does blood pressure pills promise that? Dr. Oz? I don't know. But that was what research showed. So if you're low on omega-3s and you're high in 6, your ratio's way off, there's your sign. Your LRQ helps us see what's going on. We look at what omegas you need. We balance you out. We get to work on that. We go to work on it. We do that on Saturdays. That's what our Saturdays are all about. Okay? We go to work on that. Again, lower omega-3s associated with, there it is, low 3, omega-3, low fat, inflammation. The heart doesn't like that. Again, cardiovascular and circulation problems, right? In your legs, your feet, low omega-3. It's right there. You step on the hose, a low omega-3 steps on the hose, causes your heart to attack itself. And what do? We created 2 different products. One's pure omega-3 if you need that, but most people need this, a proper balance of omega-3, omega-6. You got borage oil, there's flaxseed oil in it, essential fatty acids. You just can't take one. You need to have all these in here. ALA, EPA, DHA, GLA, they're all in there to balance out your fatty acid ratios, which makes your body go back to green grass. Make sense? All right. And then healing inflammation. Last one. Again, inflammation is the booger, right? That's the kind of cause of all of that. That's the hippo. The hippo's chasing us, causing inflammation. So how do you heal that? Well, again, you have to have good antioxidants. So curcumin, let's say curcumin. Anybody cook with that? We do now, right? Or turmeric, right? And we use that. They find that when you take this, it has a reversing effect on the root cause of inflammation. You need that. You need that. And so curcumin, Indian gooseberry, and melon, we found when you eat this stuff, has a very positive anti-inflammatory effect on the body. So we say, wow, we're doing this here causing inflammation. What can we begin to do to help reduce inflammation? And we found out if we put together a product with these 3 things in it, then it's going to help people start getting off the ledge and helping reduce inflammation, reduce pain, reduce issues. And so that's why we like this product called Daily Defense, because it helps. It has the different 3 levels of curcumin in it, has the Indian gooseberry in it, and it has different SOD, superoxide dismutase. And again, the reason why they like using melon in here, because melon is the fruit that if you leave it out, rots the slowest. They're like, how? It doesn't oxidize. It doesn't go bad as fast. Interesting. I wonder what's in melon there that can help make sure we don't age as fast. Okay? How are we doing so far? Just good stuff? You learning? Okay, good. We can just work out for 12 minutes. So again, everything today is off 15%, but I put together a special heart bundle. That these 4 together, if you buy them in a bundle, you save 17%. Again, you guys are Americans, you like taking pills. Fine, I'll have pills right here, right? As you change your diet, begin taking this. This is going to arrest the deficiency, begin to fill the body back up with health, and begin to go from brown grass to green grass. Do you need to be on this forever? Maybe not. Do you need to be on enough to get you back to green grass and then maintain it? Maybe so. But this is what I'm taking to make sure that I'm a grandpa for a very long time, but not too soon. And again, because raise your hand if this is making sense. Is this the first time you've heard something put together this way, maybe? A friend like, no, he talks about this all the time, right? But here's the thing. You all know people who did everything their doctor said. Didn't miss a visit, didn't miss a blood pressure pill, checked their blood pressure every day, right? Or they ate really clean and no fat at all, right? And they exercised every day, and then they had the heart attack, or they got the cancer, or they lost their marble, they got dementia, Alzheimer's. What happened? I mean, Jim Fixx, right? You guys are, I don't know if anybody remembers Jim Fixx is. Young kids don't know. Right? He was a runner. He wrote the first book on jogging, is how to stay fit. But then he died at age 52 of a massive what? Heart attack. I mean, that doesn't make sense. Yeah. Quaker, yeah, Quaker. There you go. Hey, those dang steel cutouts down on it. My point is that the guy who invented Power Bar too, same thing. Died. So again, is the heart supposed to attack you at 52? No, it's not. Was there something wrong? Yes. Is it just, well, that's God's plan? No. God's plan, 120 years. Whether you like it or not, that's the plan. Okay? How about this guy? Remember him? Tim Russer. He went to the doctor. Passes all his tests are flying colors. Told his wife, you're stuck with this guy for the next 20 years. He'll be around for a long time. And the next day, has a massive heart attack and dies. Crazy, right? He was exercising, taking his cholesterol meds, aspirin, blood pressure drugs. 8 weeks later, age 58, he has a fatal heart attack and dies. Anybody remember Tim Russer? You remember his posture? I do. We'll talk about that in a minute. So again, we may not know why he died, but is he supposed to die at 58? Is the heart supposed to attack you? No, it's not. So something's wrong. Where do we look? Do we keep looking in the same places and get the wrong answers? No. We look somewhere different. So the first place we look is that realizing that interference kills your heart. If you have heart disease, there's something interfering with how that heart is supposed to work, and we need to find out what it is. Okay? The first thing we look at is this thing here. Your spine. This is the x-ray of your neck. These nerves that come off in this spinal cord right here, this part of your spine is in charge of your heart. If it's healthy, then your heart will be healthy. Okay? That's the hose that feeds life to your heart. That's the hose that your brain used, innate used, to create your heart in the womb. And as long as your spine has a curve like this, and it's straight from the front, then your brain will be able to talk to your heart, and you'll be fine. You don't worry about heart disease. Why? Because there's no pressure on the hose. You're green grass. But how are we born in America? What usually happens as soon as the head shows up? We pull on it, right? And we pull on the top two bones of the neck. What bones did they adjust on Good Morning America to improve blood pressure? Then their top two selling medications, it's those two bones right here they pull on you when you're born. Forceps, factory extraction, cesarean. Why are more children having more heart issues? Because birth trauma is becoming more and more prevalent. Prevalent, thank you. Okay. Chiropractor, Jim, not an English teacher. Okay? So, if I look at your spine and it's straight like that, what are happening to the spinal cord and the nerves that are responsible for the health of your heart? Does anyone know what their spine looks like? Yes. If there's anyone here who doesn't know what their spine looks like on an x-ray, I'm going to give you a chance. Now, before you just run out of here, is there anyone in your home that's never had an x-ray of their spine yet? Your children. If anyone in your house has a spine, they qualify. Because if that spine's out of alignment in the neck, then they are making heart disease. And they may very well be one of the 4 people who die of heart attack while they're eating everything, following everything Dr. Oz says, exercising, taking their vitamins. But if they don't fix this, sorry, you're not guaranteed health. You're not doing all you can. You're not going to have a healthy heart. And you're not reversing the disease process. You're not going to have the quality of life promised to you. Because we ignored our spine. Because we still think that brushing our teeth only supposed to be when our teeth hurt. Oh, you don't think that? When do you go to the chiropractor? When your back hurts? Right? Why would you want to bring your newborn? Their back don't hurt. You see how we're all so screwed up? Yeah. So if you have teeth, you have to brush them. Your dentist never tells you to stop brushing your teeth. If you have a spine, you better take care of it, because if your spine goes crooked, it's going to not just attack your heart, but every organ in the body. And it's a race on which one's going to quit first. Okay? Because here's the thing. As that spine gets worse, it goes from normal to starting to turn into green grass. Phase 2 is you actually see green grass, arthritis, stenosis, disc degeneration. There's your sign right there as far as why your organs are diseasing, because that's what controls that. And then when this completely fuses together in phase 3, I don't see very many people with phase 3 spines over age 65. Guess why? Where are they? Nursing home, heart attack, the organs quit. And again, they're supposed to last for a very long time. And it's right there on the x-ray. That's the first test we see. So, here's the research. Nerve system, organ dysregulation. Okay? First thing, forward head posture. Boom. Number one cause of heart disease right here. And every organ disease for that matter. Number one cause of green grass to brown grass to dirt right here. Go to the nursing home. What do you see? This? No, you see this. Or this. It's right there. What came first? This. Then the nursing home. And if you've lost any 3 centimeters or more in height, right? Well, you're supposed to get shorter as you get older. Who told you that? My grandmother, who was like this when she was 80. Yeah, right? If you're losing height, that means your discs are compressing. If your discs are compressing, that means your nerves are compressing. That means you're making brown grass, which means you're making heart disease. It's right there in the spine first. That's what research showed. And again, this part of your neck helps your body rest and digest. This part of your neck helps you fight or flight, hippo chasing you. That's why when they adjusted this area, the blood pressure got better. Interference kills. So, what does interference look like in an infant? It looks like this. What does early signs of heart disease look like in an infant? Let me put it that way. Right? Because the bad neck in an infant would look like eyes floating, colic, head tilt, right? One to another. Constipation, diarrhea, ear infections, fussy. May be common in an infant, but not normal. And if this goes uncorrected, then that's what turns, because these same nerves causing this now, then turns into heart disease later. Right? Children, 25%, coronary blockage, 1 out of 3, all kinds of issues, it's right there. So again, as soon as you're born, get your spine checked so that this doesn't happen and turn into heart disease 30 years later. How about children? Bedwetting, growing pains, asthma, not sleeping through the night, constipation, diarrhea, tummy hurts, emotional frustration, not happy. This as a child turns into heart disease as an adult. There's the warning signs right there. If that goes uncorrected, meaning the nerve system stays choked, then it spreads and causes organ dysfunction. Does that make sense? How about as a teenager? Well, I've had headaches, dizziness, fatigue, depression, can't focus in school, menstrual problems, my back hurts all the time. Oh, this is growing pains. It's your nerve to grow. Okay? Neck pain, constipation, skin issues, numbness and tingling, sleeping problems, allergies. The problem is if you go to a medical doctor, what are they going to do for this? Pills. And what do those pills cause? Heart disease. So this going untreated is the reason why your heart's attacking you. Right? And then as adults, headaches. Headaches, uncorrected, turns to stroke in the brain. Right? Neck pain turns to heart attacks or heart disease. Dizziness can turn to strokes. High blood pressure. Okay? Depression, again, because of what? Statin medications. Numbness and tingling, statin medications. And a spine, sciatica, food allergies, all these different things here. If you have this going on, then the nerves are going to a certain area, and that's causing the problem. So, the good news is that when we do something to stop this, hang on a minute, when we do something to work on this and that, when we go to work on that and make it better, guess what happens? Come on, clicker, don't fail me now. That stuff goes away, that stuff goes away, that stuff goes away, and that stuff goes away. And here's the proof. Blood pressure, specific adjustments. I adjust your atlas every adjustment. When you hear me that click, 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 click right here, or I adjust your neck at the very top, I'm working on your atlas. I am that doctor, has special training. Some of you see me lay on your side and toggle you. I've been doing that for the last 25 years almost. Since 1987. Get my math. 22 years, at least 23, 24 years. Okay? And again, what happens when we focus on a brown grass to green grass lifestyle? When you follow everything the experts say, what happens to heart attack? Better, same, or worse? It's worse, right? When you follow this new way of thinking, guess what? 60% fewer hospital admissions. 85% less pharmaceutical costs. Why? What's happening to you? You're getting healthy. You're getting back to green grass, right? Good stuff. So, how do you prevent heart disease? You've been waiting for this since 4 hours ago, right? What do you do to prevent heart disease? take lots of medication, eat low-fat foods, and don't smoke. How's that working? So I better tell you something different. So the first thing I'm going to tell you to do is get your heart checked by getting the nerves checked to go to your heart. That means an X-ray of your spine. Even Bruno Mars in America said that, right? Well, who should get an X-ray of their spine? Whoever has a spine. Let's start there. Why do I want you to get your spine checked first? Because what good is doing the nutrition and everything else if you're still choking off the nerves? They're the ones that made the heart. There's a lot of people eating crappy, taking lots of medication, but have a good nerve system and they're living just fine. It's all in the spine first. It's all in the spine first. Then we'll get you eating differently. Then you got to change food. Why? Because what does bad food cause? Inflammation. And inflammation causes all the other stuff. It starts down the right, so we got to change that. But then we got to take the LRQ test to find out what else you're doing to yourself to sabotage your life that you may not be aware of. Again, that's free, so check that in the box today. Then we're going to get you on some nutrients to build back up your supply of health, right? The D3, the CoQ10, the omegas, daily defensive complex. Then you're going to join me on Saturdays at 8:30 for a fun workout. Because it's short, 12 minutes, that's all it is. Why? Because we got to drive oxygen back into that heart. Do you know why the heart never gets cancer? It's full of oxygen. Now, it may shut down on your disease because it's a muscle,